Welcome back to my YouTube channel, coming to you by the name Street Genius. I thank all of you for supporting this channel. If you're watching this for the first time, please hit the subscription button, support this channel, and let us learn together. Let us teach one another about a few issues that I've been talking about. In today's video, my objective is to talk about settling and the age factor when it comes to settling. It's one of the biggest questions in our generations, the generations that came before us. People ask questions: who is the right person to settle with? What is the right age to marry or to settle? With which person at which particular time? It is one of the biggest controversies, and it's relative. You realize that it depends with the way people view the world, people view their way of living. People have different agendas when it comes to marrying. People have different, considerations. So today I felt it positive to highlight a few issues that I understand about this topic that I think might also assist us about settling and the age factor. So the objective of this video is to talk about the settling issue and also the age factor. I will tap on it by the end of this video, about the age factor when it comes to settling. What is the right age and how do you do it? So the first point, I have 4 points to talk about this, then I do a wrap up. The first point that I realize is very key, and I've spoken about this in my previous video when I was talking about the journey of discovering yourself, is your purpose as a human being. And this applies to both parties. I'm talking about a man, a lady, or a woman for that matter. So as a man or as a woman, you got to realize the purpose for which you were created. Remember, we were born, we've gone through the schooling process. The schooling process gives you the education. The purpose of education is to equip us with the skills, the potentials, the discipline, and the ethics, to align you. So when you have this alignment, then the next step is to forge or find your ways towards why you are created. When you realize the purpose for which you are created, what you can perform with minimum effort, what you can do with ease, with very minimum guidance, that is the purpose for which you are created for. When you realize that purpose, your talent, your capabilities, then you can think about, settling. This applies to both parties. If you don't realize the purpose for which you are created, you don't understand yourself, then even making this life happen for the two of you becomes a challenge. When both of you realize their purposes, it becomes easier for you to forge towards a similar goal, a similar ambition, a similar dream. So number one is identifying your purpose, what was initiated to you at the time of birth. Then number two, about settling also, you got to consider attitude. Your attitudes towards life should be positive when you are settling. The two of you, the man and the woman, or the lady. You realize that we are different, we are created differently, and we only exist because we are different. You are bringing positive, you're bringing your view of life, I'm bringing my view of life, I'm bringing my experience, you're bringing your experience, then we are making this to one. So you realize that when you have a positive attitude, you understand, you tolerate one another, it's easier for you to settle and make this life happen. So you got to have a positive attitude and understand that we are different. We got to tolerate one another. We got to realize our weaknesses and our strengths. So when you realize your weaknesses, you realign them, you realize your strengths, then you can work towards a given goal, a given ambition, to make it actualize at the end of it. So attitude is key when settling. That is number two. Then number three is background check. I also realize that background check is a critical issue when you're settling. Background check in terms of your values, your belief system, your norms, your culture, your behaviors, your characters for the both of you. Remember, it's one party meeting with another party, from different exposures, from different background, from different environments. So the way you saw it is different from the way I saw it, from the upbringing point of view. So background check is key for each one of each one of you, to find out the norms of the person you're dealing with, your cultures. Is it something you can realign? Is it something you can work on? Because at the end of the day, the background they are bringing is different. So background check is key when you're settling. It's very critical to understand the background check of the person you're dealing with. If it can't work, then there's no need of wasting time, wasting time to settle with a person you don't understand one another. So do a background check for both of you. Date, take time and understand one another. Is it something you can just realign to some extent so that we can make this work? At the end of the day, we are all different with different experiences. Then number four, the last point is the money factor. So money is very important in many life aspects, not just settling and marrying or coming together for the two of you. Money facilitates our life. Money is the only thing in our life that we need. Or among many other things, money is also key to facilitate each and everything that we are doing. You need to go out, you need to buy clothes, you need to go for a vacation, you need to do ABCD, maybe what you have, your goals that you have noted down. You need money. Money facilitates, but the perception of money when it comes to settling is relative also, and it has ruined most of our lives as couples or as partners coming together, because we bring it as the first agenda. So my point or my view about money factor in settling is never bring money as the first priority when you're settling. Never consider it as the first priority. The most important thing is to take time and to understand one another even before the money comes in. Because why am I saying this? Because money sounds deceptive. It sounds deceptive because you never understand the motive and the intention of the person you're dealing with. When this money comes, when this money goes, money comes, money goes. So I will take it positive. Yes, money is needed for settling also, and also to facilitate a few issues, but never consider it as a first priority when you are settling, because it makes both of you hide your motives. When it trickles down, then you find the true nature of the person you're dealing with. Was he the right person? Was his intention money? Was his intention material? Was his intention just, using your money and walking away out of your life? So yes, we need it to facilitate one or two things, but never consider it as a first priority, as the first subject when you need to settle. You'll need it, but not as the first priority, because it sounds deceptive. It's blurry. It's kind of colors everything. When it trickles down, then the true nature comes out. Then it becomes more of clashing and not, making a good combination for the two of you. Those are the 4 points that I have about these settling issues. The purpose for which you are created. Secondly is your attitude. Third is a background check. Then fourth is considering the money factor and how to deal with it when it comes to this. Then now the age factor. The age factor, wrapping up now with the age factor when you are settling. Age factor is relative when you are settling. It depends with the parties that are in the game. For me, age factor. But I think the conception of these 4 points that I've highlighted, the conception, then the output that comes from the 4 points that I've highlighted will give you the right answer. I mean, the right age when it comes to settling. When you conceive these 4 points, conceiving the 4 points, the purpose, the background check, the attitude, and even the money factor, the output of it all should give you the right age for which you'll settle. When you have all these 4 encapsulated and you are now mature, you now understand what you need for this life. At that particular point, then now you can settle at that particular age. So it's relative. It depends with the people who are in the game. I won't say it's 25, I won't say it's 30, I won't say it's 40, but it's relative. Now, when you conceive these four that I've highlighted, your purpose, your attitude, your the background check, your habit and your character, the conception of the four and the output that comes and complements that at that particular age, then you can settle. For me, that is how I take the age factor. It's relative. So it depends with the two of you in the game. You are the players, you understand when you can settle, whether you can settle, you can't settle, you can settle. It depends with you. It's relative and it's open for discussion, depending upon your motives, your attitude, your purposes, and your ambitions. That is my take for age factor. Thank you so much for this time. Until we meet again, continue supporting me, continue subscribing, and let us grow this content. I'm hopeful that it will grow and we'll continue discussing many other issues. Thank you and have a nice time. Till we meet again.